Well, good morning, folks. You join me on this lovely morning in the Yorkshire Dales. We made it here. Not quite the way I wanted to get here though, to get here by train. But boy, it's a lovely day. If you're wondering how I only got here by train, my car broke down. I was originally planning on driving around to various locations around the area. But sadly, we just got to stick to basically one of the trails over there. I'm staying at this lovely place. It's a bed and breakfast, and I've got my own little barn here. So this is all mine, leading across to the end of the building, this stone building right here. And then the adjacent building is where the owners stay. I think they used to lease out the whole place, the other rooms, bed and breakfasts. But as far as I can see on the calendar, none of those are available, so I don't think it's available anymore. Taking some photos out here yesterday morning. We had more cloud cover. Today we've got a lot of high clouds and mid cloud, and it was just beautiful. Yeah, these conditions are just marvellous and just so stunning. Just looking out over the Dales over there. So quiet. I feel like I've never been here before in my entire life, but I feel like I have, and I feel a sense of belonging. It's a really weird thing, and I think it's also due to my artistic journey as well. I think that's mainly to do with it, because when it comes to my photography, I really like minimalism and less is more approach to my art. And out here, definitely there is a lot of less, but there's more. You focus on those fine details of the landscape. So yeah, later on we'll go for a walk and then make our way up the hill. I'll be interested to see how much I can do today. Struggling with a little bit of sciatica in my hips, which is annoying. I had that last week and it's sort of followed me a little bit. I'm absolutely exhausted because yesterday I helped out the hosts who run the B&B just with a bit of pruning. I wanted to do something. I wasn't sure what I was going to do yesterday, and I knew I wanted to do something today. I wanted to get to know them as well. So that's what I've done. It's a great way of knowing someone just by offering to help out. But yeah, I am absolutely spent. And this bag doesn't help. So I got it loaded with a bit of gear, and it puts all the strain on my shoulders, and my shoulders and back are already killing me after yesterday. Where we're going is we're going to walk up along that way. There's a peak in the distance. I'm not sure if you can see that, probably not. We're going to head towards that, but we're not going all that way, I don't think. That's far too far. Yeah, that's about 7 kilometres away. So we're going to make our way. Hopefully we'll end up somewhere up there. It's currently almost 25 past 12 and it's not going to get dark until about 7. We were at the pub last night having a feed. The hosts treated me to dinner after helping them out, and yeah, just looking out the window, and it didn't get dark, pitch black, until about 7. So I've got a good few hours. And by the way, I've got my licence now and I'm all registered to fly my drone. I've done all the tests, paid the fee. So yeah, I'm all legit now. While I was walking over this way, I've gone a little bit off the track into this, in the paddock of where the sheep would be, and then it revealed this lovely scene here. So I decided I'm going to get out my camera So I thought I'd photograph it. I'm going for a nice monochrome, so I'm using Acros film effect, and then I'm using the red filter, and I've put my polarizing filter in there, and just to give it a bit more, enhance those blues and really darken that sky and bring out the contrast a bit more in the scene. Did the photo in Capture One. If I haven't already mentioned, I've gone over to Capture One because I was sick of paying monthly fees for Lightroom and Photoshop. It was something that I wasn't really utilising, and it was just so expensive, and it's going up even more. They bumped up the price, I think, by another $5. But yeah, it's just nice to have a little break here. I can see the trail now, I can see someone walking it. There's a guy just down there, and I'll just walk up there and then up and around. But I'm coming back here again late April, early May, for 4 nights, and I'm going to do so much more. And I'm going to have my car then, because I don't have my car at the moment. Because it's, getting sorted out by mechanics. Yeah, I thought I'd get it sorted by them instead of me, coming here and not being productive. So yeah, it was a call I had to make, and it's in good hands. I'm gonna get maybe another shot of this, maybe adjust my polarizing filter. I might have got it a little wrong, and then you'll see the image coming up on the screen very soon. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to adjust that polarizer. There we go. That's much darker. Really brings out that sky and brings out the elements in the scene. Well, I've done a bit more since I last checked in with you. I think I probably walked about a kilometre or so, and yeah, the views have just opened up even more and more. But I know if I want to be able to look down on things, I would need to climb those peaks in the distance, and I'm not doing that today. But I have come here to photograph a certain thing, and that are these limestone rock formations with some trees. Now, when I look around me, there is none of that I can see where I am. But I had a look at my Garmin app, and since I've got phone reception here, I can go into the satellite and I can see the elevations in the terrain. And I can't see anything that way, but I can see something that way. Now I think if I go, there's a bit of a mound there, I think if I go over that and then it should start to reveal, then I'll be able to see. But I think it's about 150 metres, 200 metres that way, then I'll start to see what I'm looking for. Now I haven't seen what is over that way in terms of cattle. I haven't seen any. There hasn't been that much around here. There's a few hikers around. Some people with trekking poles. That definitely teased me. I feel so content being here. It's just wonderful. It really is beautiful. I could just camp here and wake up for a week or 2 weeks and feel just as content as I do now. I haven't been able to say that for a place in such a long time. But yeah, I could just watch the scenery change. I could just have a house or a hut here, and it's just beautiful. And this is the Yorkshire Dales, and this is only a very small part of England. Well, I'm where I thought the area would be, and looking on the satellite, it looked really good. But turns out what I thought was stone is shrubbery, just bushes. And there's quite a drop. You might be able to see the drop in elevation there. It's probably a good, 15, 20 metres down. So I'm not seeing what I want to photograph out here. On the way up here, there was some possibilities. But yeah, it's definitely starting to cool down a little bit now. that wind's picking up. Sometimes it's not about taking photos at all. Sometimes it's just about the journey and, you know, and just acknowledging where you are and seeing the sights around you. I know as artists we get this idea in our head and we want to create a certain thing, and when we don't create that thing we beat ourselves up about it. But you know, you just need to just go, okay, we didn't get what we wanted, what can we focus on now? Just being where we are, being in the moment. Oh, it's so peaceful here. Despite the quarry, which is just over my shoulder there, I really wonder what the sound would be like if it wasn't, and you know, the sound in the landscape. Would you just hear the wind? Would you hear the birds? And maybe the occasional car going by. But here you just hear the beeping of the trucks, reversing the buckets and the gravel and, you know, all the lime mix. Okay, so I think I have found myself a subject that I want to photograph, and it is this guy right here. And I found this little area. It's a little bit off the trail. I didn't see this where I was. So the trail is probably about 50 metres that way, but from where the trail is, you can't see this. And I think I really like this little scene. It's very simple. I'm going to go for, I think it's like a square crop with a wide angle lens, about that sort of thing there. Yeah, we've got this lovely soft light coming through the area. And I think what I want to do is I want to get a bit of the foreground here in. I'll try not to get the shadow in. I don't think that's going to do me any favours. And I really like to keep the shape as wide as possible. I think as we come round here, you can see it starts to compact. If I come round this way, then you can see it opens up. And I want that. But what I've got to be careful of is you can see my shadow down there. So if I come down low, come down to about this sort of level, I think that'll be all right. The lens I'm going to use for this is a lens I have not used yet, and it's one of my new lenses. I've actually picked up in Australia, I think it was. Oh no, hang on, I picked it up here. I picked it up in England, and it is this lens right here. I'll just grab it. I'll just detach the lens cap. It's a Samyang 12mm f2 fully manual lens. We're going to stick that on the camera. And I think we're going to go for a nice square crop. I don't know what 12mm will look like on this. It will be very wide, but I think for this scene, wide is key. If I go with a tighter focal length, it's going to really restrict the scene and really compact it. Where I don't want it to compact is I want the foreground here to be in focus, probably a little bit behind the tree. The wall I wanted to start to fall off. Maybe a little bit of sharpness in there, just a touch. And then the background there, I want it to sort of like smoothen out. So I don't want from front to back to be in focus. I realise that that's how a lot of people would do it, but I'm not a lot of people. But I'm going to get this shot while we've got this lovely like high cloud, which is just very soft in the scene. It's not harsh light like it was earlier. Sort of a bit softer, still got that contrast. But it's going to work out so much more in our favour. And this, by the way, is how much gear I've got in here. So just a little bit, and filters and everything are up in the top compartment there, and goodies, and I've got my drone in here. Might send it up in a little while when the light becomes even better. So the drone is there, lens there, lens there, lens there, lens there, lens there. power bank so I can charge my phone and my camera, and also our little action camera that we're using. So yeah, I'm going to get started, get this composition, and I think that'll be a cracking shot. And then just a really nice simple. I like simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to wait for the best light possible. You don't need all those colours. It would be lovely, but that's a long way off, and it's still going to be a nice scene. It's going to be more my style anyway. Just going in handheld first, seeing what the scene looks like before actually coming in with a tripod, because as soon as you bring in a tripod you're going to be restricted. So just coming in, working it out is highly critical first, and then you can bring in the tripod. Yeah, this lens is nice and wide. I'm just going to take a test shot. Yeah, I probably will have to use a polarizer for this. I've got myself in the composition where I want to be. What if I come down? That actually works. Yeah, that works nicely. Looking up, reveal more of the sky in the background. What size filter is that? 62, or I don't know. I don't actually know what that is. 67 it is. So I can attach one of my adapter rings on one of my other lenses. We do it for this one, because this is my ultra wide angle lens adapter for my Lee 100 system. So I'll pop that on there because this is quite a wide lens and I don't want it to show up. Mind you, we are going to be shooting a square crop, so it's not going to be like, we'll see the filter coming into play anyway. It's great to be able to use this all again. I haven't used this stuff since, I think, Albany, when I was in Australia last. So I'll pop that on there. Put 2 seconds self timer on, in-body stabilisation off. Just a nice simple scene. Just rotate the polarizer around. Yeah, it's about there. We've got a nice bit of definition in those clouds. Bring the focus up. This is only a really cheap lens, so it's interesting to see how this will perform. Okay, so we went for 2 seconds self timer, didn't we? Yeah, 2 seconds. I think I'm happy with that. I'll just turn off all the information. Yeah, that looks nice. Just a raw, simple photograph. Also, what I do like about this spot is there's less clutter in the background from where we are. We know we've got the stone walls in the background, but so as soon as I look over here, we've got the rock formation. Yeah, it doesn't look as nice. Yeah, I think looking this way just looks a lot nicer, a lot softer. Have a little bit of play here, and then we'll make our way over there, see if we find anything. If not, we'll probably wrap up the video. Square crop still works actually. You've got a small tree in the background, which is a nice focal point, sort of leads you that way. You've got the nice prong, which sort of leads you to the corner. So it feels like this nice diagonal line. It doesn't feel like the subject is the background. It's nicely balanced. Yeah, I like that. Let's check that tree. I still don't want that tree in the background to be pin sharp. Let's adjust that polarizer a little bit. There we go. Make sure we're very careful of our branches, how close they're getting to the edge of the frame. We want to keep some separation, so if we do decide to print this one day, it's not going to be too close to the white border, it's not going to be too close to the frame, it's just going to be nice and balanced. We also want to get the framing right. Remember about distracting elements in the background. Just look very carefully at the scene. Every little movement I'm making is intentional. Looking at the level. Nothing in this scene is level. So I'm having, the background, it makes it look like the camera needs to go that way, but if I do that way, it's definitely not going to look right. So I've got to just go with what feels right. And I think that feels right to me. 2-second self-timer, because the camera turned off on me. I'll do that. That looks good. The light's changing ever so slightly, so it's nice to just get those little variations. Right, let's go up to here. Whoa, whoa, holy shit. I almost went backwards then. Wow, that would have been very, very bad. Okay. Maybe I might get low down for this one. Shoot up. Got a nice crack in the rock face here. So if I can lead that through the scene, that would be splendid. Wow, that's very wide. I'll bring the tripod over just a touch. I'm not so sure about this composition. Just because you've got wide lens doesn't mean that it's going to work well for the scene. I'm not happy with where I am right now. I think it's just too noisy. I do like it when there's some elements which break it up, which is why I like the grass, which we had in the foreground there. The tree just looks noisy, it looks cluttered, there's a lot going on from this perspective. But there it looks a lot more open, it had a lot more freedom, it had a lot more depth to it, it had a nicer background as well. The background in here is just noisy. And the fall off, the rendition of the image, just doesn't work for me like it did from over there. So yeah, I think that first image is in the bag. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now to pack up and make my way back down. So I think that's me done. I don't think I'll go anywhere else. If I do go anywhere else, I probably won't bring the camera because, or I won't record it. But I did notice as I was making my way down, the cattle were making their way down to where I wanted to go. So I had to sort of weigh it up. Where do I want to go? Do I want to go here or do I want to go down there? And I can hear them now, so it must be pretty close. So yeah, I'll probably make my way down. I'm very happy with the composition that I got before. Might come around a little bit more, shoot up. I don't know, I think, yeah, I think we've definitely got that shot in the bag. I'm very happy with it. Just going to go for a nice soft edit and that'll be it really. So yeah, anyway, this has been a sort of an interesting day. Hasn't gone to plan, but you know, most of the time when we make a plan it doesn't go to how we wanted it to. But you know, I've enjoyed my day out, it's been lovely. And just being amongst here at this place is just fantastic. This is the first time I've actually done anything like this since I've been here, and it's just incredible. So if you're unaware, I moved from Perth, Western Australia back in September of last year to England to pursue my career, to take it to the next level, and I've got no regrets, and it's just absolutely beautiful out here. Less is more, and that's my philosophy when it comes to my photography, and less out here is, yeah, oh, it's wonderful. Anyway, I'll see every one of you, hopefully, in the next video, and maybe some more as well, that'd be nice. We'll be doing many more of these, and we'll do some hiking stuff as well. I'll spend some time on some of the peaks. I've got all the gear, just need to get a couple of extra little things. So yeah, anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video. It hasn't been my usual content, like the move from Australia to England. That's nice.
that whole chapter is finished, and now we're all about photography and events and everything moving forward. So yeah, great stuff. Anyway, take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye for now, and take care.